Now, back in 2018, I was already using the program Zoom. Everybody knows that, but it's a video communications program. It was before it went public. Now, the moment it went public, back in 2019, you could buy a share for about $60. Now, of course, I didn't buy any because I was like, every other person saying like, it just worked fine. Why should I buy anything else? Because there are other plays like, GoToMeeting, Ring Central, Google Meet, and some other app called Skype. But hey, then again, nobody uses Skype again, right? So why bother, investing in Zoom? But then in 2020, when the lockdown came and, the actual pandemic hit, prices rose like crazy, having its first peak in March 2020 with a share of $160, I think, per share. Now, at that very moment, I thought, ooh, should I buy and should I join in as well? But I also thought, what if this is the peak and it will just bounce off first? Maybe I should buy then, right? After the bouncing. And that is what happened. April 2020, just a month later, the prices of Zoom shares actually dropped to $110. Now, at this point, I was like, ooh, good that I didn't invest, because if I did, I would have lost $50 per share. And then again, I was actually being put in front of a choice at that very moment. Should I buy or not to buy? That's the question. Well, it's a good, now maybe it's a good idea to buy some stocks right now. But somewhere deep inside, I had the feeling that the prices would, maybe even go higher or anything. So waiting slightly longer wouldn't be a problem, I thought. And I've got nothing to lose, right? Because I haven't invested any money. But it wasn't even a month later that the stock prices already rose again up to $170 per share. I was so amazed by it that I thought this can't be sustainable. People can't be buying and selling shares of Zoom like crazy. But something in me kept looking at the stocks at the same time. And then again, another week later, news issues about hacking. And this was just in May 2020, just a month later. And what happened again to the shares? Yes, they dropped to $135 per share. Yeah, so it was really going up and down like that. Every month again, there was something going on and, causing you to freak out, saying like, crap, the prices are so low again compared to just a month ago. But what if the company fails to make it work and then I've spent $100,000 on this company in shares? So, let's just keep it and leave it be for now. And you know what? Just keep an eye on the company. Now, yes, another month passed again. We're talking about June 2020. Improvement has been made and Zoom was more secure than ever, causing the prices to rise up again to $225 per share. Yes, again, another peak. Now, just quickly looking back, we came from $60 per share just about 8 months ago. Okay, I've made the choice, to buy. I can't stay behind right now, right? They keep growing over time. And of course, what happened the moment I purchased those stock prices? No, they didn't really drop that much, but then again, they didn't grow that much as well. And, this is actually what happened. Until that, I made the choice. I thought, I hate this roller coaster ride because it's fun, but it just goes up and down, but it doesn't really move that fast. So again, yes, after a few months this time, I sold my stocks at $290 per share. Now you might be thinking, yay, we won though. But then again, the quarterly numbers were presented. Zoom stock prices rose like crazy again, reaching an all-time high of $495 per share. $495! Now I don't know about you, but that is killing to me. It's like taking the ride at the wrong time every time you're standing in line. It feels like that. Each time again, I was taking it wrong time. And no, there was no loss for me on paper. And yes, I've won some money. I get that. But in my mind, I've lost so many times already. Now, let me tell you this. The whole concept within the story that I just shared with you is what they call the fear of missing out. Hey, what's up, you guys? Lukas here from xlwealth.com. Now, great that you joined in, because in today's video, I want to share how you can beat the crap out of the fear of missing out on the stock market. But before I continue, if you haven't gotten a copy of my book yet, be sure to click the link down below in the description to get a copy of my book. And currently, my ebook is even on special offer. Also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button over here and over here down here, be sure to do that as well, because then you'll just be a member of the XL crew. For now, let's go back to the video. Now, we were just discussing the program Zoom. Now, at some point, every investor will experience the event of seeking a stock and actually looking at a stock that you wanted to buy at a lower price that moves higher and higher without you. Witnessing this is incredibly painful. Now, I'll tell you this, and the ultimate outcome of this whole entering the stock nearing the highest point to move on and then all of a sudden pulling back at the wrong moment, this is what happens so often. Now, this is a cycle that doesn't stop, because, as long as the stock market survives and the company stays there as well, this just keeps on going. And it almost feels like the stock market is always out there, especially to get you. Now, the fear of missing out influences, our short-term behavior, and it solidifies the response of creating a long-term habit. This is what happens all the time. The more that you chase the stocks and get stopped because of, certain reasons, you're creating habits and you're not making it easier for yourself to get out of that vicious cycle. And that's actually what happened to me with Zoom in the story that I shared with you. Now, in today's video, I want to share with you 3 tips how you can beat the crap out of this fear of missing out that you're experiencing. And then make life sound it's easy and perfect. So you'll either skip all the opportunities or at least not have the feeling that you're missing out on an opportunity. Now, tip number 1. Know when to buy, know when to hold, and know when to sell. Now, the very first thing you need to do is set rules for yourself. When do I buy more stocks? Or, when do I buy new stocks? That's also a point. But be very specific about these rules so that each and every time, whenever you look at the stock market, you can just ask yourself these set of questions to see if you should really buy some more, buy new ones, or not. And the same goes for selling. When do I sell stocks? And when I do sell stocks, how many do I sell? And why actually do I sell? Right? Again, this should be, very specific so that you can follow these set of rules you've set for yourself. And only then you have very clear for yourself. And, actually, to be honest, this is actually about saying, you can be controlling your behavior whenever you know you might not be able to control your emotions. Now, tip number 2. Stop chasing stocks. The thing that actually happens the most is that you see other people chasing information, checking out all the information on social media, all kinds of news platforms, and read all about the stocks that you can do. Now, that causes you to think, ooh, I should do that as well. Causing you to have the feeling that you think, oh my goodness, they're surrounding themselves with all kinds of information. Should I not do that as well? I don't want to, I don't want to lose out, and I don't want to miss out on this. Now, this is a never-ending story. We keep chasing the deal, and what happens is you'll never catch it. And even at the most worst time, whenever the next opportunity comes by, you can't even see that one coming because you're so deep in that you couldn't even see the overall picture anymore. Now, this is why it's so important to stop chasing the stocks. Follow your own set of rules. And if those rules don't work at some point, well, don't worry. Take a step backwards, reevaluate, readjust, and refocus, and keep on going again. In coaching, they will call it up-chunking. Now, tip number 3. It's better to know that you lost a good opportunity than stepping in at the wrong moment. Now, yes, it all sounds so obvious, right? And yet, whenever we get the chance that, we do so very often, you gotta see it like this. It's mainly the moment when you realize, I've missed the boat. Now, the moment you do realize this, accept the situation as is. Leave it be and don't bother about it. Don't hate yourself for it. Don't mourn about it. Don't beat yourself about it. Don't beat yourself up for it, okay? Nothing helps if you do. But what you absolutely should do is prepare for the next boat that will pass by you anyway. Because on the stock market, I'll tell you this, there will always be more boats. The question is, which boat would you like to take? And when will you hop on? So the biggest takeaway I tell my students is always, 1, accept it. 2, let it go, let it go. And yes, lastly, move on. And since you stayed until the end of this video, I would like to give you a bonus advice. I call this, well, actually, it's not an advice. It's more like a challenge. So yes, this is a challenge that I would like to give you. Now, the most important thing that I would like you to know is you always have a choice. Yes, you do. You always have a choice. Like you have the choice to hit that like button that you see over here. And if you haven't done that yet, be sure to do that, because YouTube's algorithm needs to be influenced by that. But yes, next to that, I actually was talking about the challenge. So let me get to the challenge, okay? So we always have a choice, and we always believe we only have 2 choices, like yes or no. But that's not true. There is always a third choice, like in this case. We always have the choice to buy more stocks. We always have the choice to sell the stocks. But there is a third choice. We do know that's there, and it's called holding on to the stock. And the same goes for yes and no. I don't know, but hey, you gotta see it like this. There's yes and no, but there's also something in between. It always has the feeling. You always have the feeling, like me, that most likely you think there are always 2 choices. You either have to do it or you don't. But that's not true. And for this challenge, I would like you to give the awareness that there are always more choices than you believe in. Each day you will be faced with different choices. Do I want to do this or do I want to do that? Because the moment you spend time on researching a certain stock, that actually just means you can't spend time on something else or looking into another business that could make you money as well. Because, it's also about investing time. And this is how we always face the dilemma of choice. For this challenge, for the 7 coming days, what I would like you to do is take a look at which other choices do you have. When are you faced with a choice that you seem like there are only 2 choices? It's either yes or no, or buy or sell, or spend time, or not. Well, you get the idea, okay? So note down which choices you believe you had and why you picked for either one. Now, you might be thinking, why do we do this, Lucas? This way you'll become more aware, and you'll notice the moment how you will behave whenever you're in a stressful moment. Because most likely your choices will be different the moment there is stress and pressure involved. And that's the most interesting thing, to learn about yourself the moment you're in a stressful situation or when you're investing money on the stock market. How will you behave? And remember, just like investing, life has opportunities all the time as well. There are so many boats passing you by. The question is, how do you act upon those opportunities given to you? And this is what I wanted to share with you, how you can beat the crap out of the fear of missing out. Now, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash and beating that like button. That is a bit weird. You only need to beat it once because, otherwise you just unlike it again. Okay, so, because it influences YouTube's algorithm, right? To show more people, like, hey, this is a great video. So YouTube, please share this video to more people. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, be sure to click that red button over there so that you become a member of the XL crew here. And of course, if you haven't turned on the notifications yet, be sure to click on the notification bell as well. And every time a new video comes out, you'll get a notification saying, hey, watch this video because Lucas got a new video for you. I thank you very much for watching today's video. I wish you happy investing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.